Hey everybody! In this video I want to show you how to configure the TYPO3 scheduler for common maintenance tasks. The TYPO3 scheduler is a user interface to configure regularly occurring or scheduled tasks. TYPO3 itself comes with a bunch of maintenance and cleanup tasks. Extensions may provide additional tasks. So let's get started. If you have not installed the scheduler yet, you can do so by running composer require TYPO3 CMS scheduler. Let's do that. I have prepared something here, so I'm running ddev and I'm running ddev composer require. In my case, it's already installed, so this is a bit fake, but just so you can see what I want to do. And some of the cleanup tasks I want to show are part of another core extension, namely the low-level extension. So let's make sure that is installed too. Run composer require TYPO3 CMS low-level for that. I also prepared that one. After this, we have a new entry in the backend main module. It might be that depending on your TYPO3 version, you may need to make sure that the extensions are activated too. So let's look at the TYPO3 backend. We have a new entry in the main module in the TYPO3 backend called scheduler. There it is. The scheduler provides three submodules and available. The scheduler provides three submodules: an available task overview, a list of configured tasks, and a configuration check with additional info on how to configure the scheduler as a cron job. In the tasks section, we can configure the different tasks. So that's the scheduled tasks here. In my case, I already added some, just so we can go through them together. So let's do that. You can, in general, divide scheduled tasks into different topics. So when you edit a scheduler task or add a new one, you can basically select which category you want it to belong to. If we open the editing mask here and go through it, the first part is which kind of task you want to execute. The next part is the type, so whether this should be a single run. For example, you want something to run once next week, or whether you want to have it reoccurring. So for most maintenance tasks, recurring makes sense. Then you can select the task group, that's the category I mentioned, and you can also create new ones. So you can, especially if you have a lot of them, you can group them and make it a bit easier to see. In the next field, you can say when it should start and when it should end. I usually don't give my maintenance task an end date and leave the start date at now, so usually I want them starting now. And then you can define a frequency. And frequency can be either in seconds, so for example 60 for every 60 seconds, or you can add a cron command, like every 2 hours, every 20 minutes. Probably the cron commands are more flexible and better, but I don't know how to write them from the top of my head. So what you can do is actually Google for cron tab generator and use that to configure this. This is how I configured all of my parts here, and I will add the link to the description later. Next part is whether they are allowed to be run in parallel. That depends a little on the task that you have. Mostly I would not run the cleanup tasks in parallel, but sometimes you have tasks where that's okay. For example, when one of them runs for a really long time, it might be that the next one already starts. And depending on what they do, it might be okay or it might not. So you have to think about that. Then you can add a description, always a good idea, and a notification email address in this case that will get an email with the result of the task. So this is just the scheduler test task. If you take a look at other tasks, then they might have other options. So I'm going to go to one of the pre-configured ones where I can see that better. The Optimize MySQL Database Tables task here, for example, you can choose which tables to optimize. So in this case, I just chose every available table because, hey, why not? But yeah, again, you need to think about what you're doing. That's probably always a good idea. So let's go through what I have configured. I have in the maintenance category Optimize MySQL tables. I think you need to pay a little attention to the tables you choose there, because this might lock the tables for the time that they are optimized. So if something tries to access that table during the optimization process, this might lead to problems. So either choose a time where you know that there is no one on your website, or do it on a second server if you have something like a cluster solution, or lock the backend and go into maintenance mode before you do this, and display a maintenance message to your users so you don't annoy them by having a non-functioning site. The next thing I have is the file abstraction layer, update storage index, and extract metadata. Again, you can look up the detailed description of these tasks in the task information overview here. So the file abstraction layer tasks are these two. This is, as is written here, only necessary if you have changes happening to your files from outside of your TYPO3 installation. I mean, sometimes it might make sense that you have an FTP server connection that is used for adding large files to FileAdmin. So because people don't want to upload everything via TYPO3, it might make sense to use FTP for that. But if you do that, you should have these kind of tasks here in place to make sure that the index and cache data for the file abstraction layer is updated anyway. So that's those two. The next ones I have is the reference index update and the language update. I do that regularly. This again depends on how you use your TYPO3. For example, I know that there are people that do the language updates only on the development systems and deploy that with their normal deployment procedures. Then you obviously shouldn't do this in production because it might change the language files you have deployed. But if you do that regularly on production directly, because you don't deploy those files, it might be a good idea to add this as a scheduler task here. Both of these are console commands, so these are things that are usually implemented as Symfony console commands, and you can use them directly on CLI, but you can also just configure them here to run regularly via the scheduler. This is what I have in the maintenance category. The next category we have is the cleanup category, and the first one I have here is remove deleted records, and the second is FileAdmin garbage collection, and table garbage collection is the third. These three are, for me, they belong together because they delete either old data or deleted data, so data in the recycler folders in the FileAdmin, for example. So there's a feature that you can have a recycler in the FileAdmin, and files living there will not be deleted unless you configure this garbage collection task. Same for the remove deleted records. If you delete a record in TYPO3, usually it only gets a deleted flag set to allow you to undo deleting in case that was an accident. But for cleanup reasons, you obviously want to really delete records at some point, so your bin doesn't just grow and overflow at some point. And this is what this scheduler task from the recycler extension can do. In my case, I configured it to delete everything that's older than 30 days. In your case, it might also makes sense to keep things for a year, for example. It depends a little on how you use the TYPO3 and how many users you have and how much you throw away. And the two at the bottom are further cleanup tasks. One is cleaning up orphan records, so in case you have records that lost the connection to their parent that aren't actually connected to anything anymore, basically orphaned, your editors can't see them, and it might have been an accident that they were orphaned, but because they are of no use and probably nobody needs them anymore, you can regularly delete those too. And the next one is cleaning up flex forms. So you have configuration flex forms in your plugins. And sometimes if you change the content type back and forth, leftover parts of older flex forms will still be there. And this is something that this task can clean up. So that's my recommendation for basic configuration for maintenance tasks that you can use. You also see that I chose different frequencies for the different tasks depending on how often the system should do them. Again, there is no real rule of this is the way to go, because it all depends on how many users you have, how many records you have, how you use the system, and what fits for your case. So you have to think about it yourself. And as you can also see, we see the last execution here, and we have a manual or cron job. Usually what you want to have is something that the setup check here also displays. You have a CLI script for the scheduler, and this CLI script should run as a cron job. For example, every minute, so that TYPO3 can check every minute if there's any scheduler task that should be run. This is how this works. So if you execute the scheduler every minute, not all your tasks are executed every minute, but every minute it's checked whether there are tasks that should run. And if you have a cron job doing that for you, that's fine. You could also have a service configuration that executes that regularly, or whatever you use to have Unix scripts executed on a schedule. And the last thing that's interesting is that you can also execute them manually. So if, for example, you want to have a one-off run or just want to see whether a job is working, you can click on the play button here and hope that it works. So it's telling me it executed this. And if you look at the bottom here now, there is the last execution right now, and the next execution switched. Because my cron job isn't up and running, I have this little late displayed here, because the system tells me these jobs should have run, but they didn't yet, and they will probably run on the next cron job execution, or whenever I do this manually. Additionally, we also have in the system information the last scheduler run. Depending on whether I do that by hand or the cron job does this, the information is more useful or less useful, because I know that I just executed that by hand. So in my case, this doesn't help me. But if you expect to have a scheduler task running via the cron job, and you log into the TYPO3 backend and directly see the last scheduler run is more than 2 days ago, then you directly know that there's something going wrong with the execution and can be notified of that. Yeah, that's it. You can add your own tasks. Extensions can provide their own tasks, as we have seen here. So the Recycler extension, for example, added this task. And third-party extensions can do the same thing, and you yourself can also do the same thing. So whenever you have something that you want to configure as a task in TYPO3, you can use a scheduler task for that. Or just write a Symfony command, because then both the CLI and the scheduler can run that task. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned a little bit about the scheduler. Remember to subscribe to our channel Bye bye. See you next time.